What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie298 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet, and it's time for my weekly gaming news show, so let's get right into it. Well, here's a bit of news that EA might be choked up about after trying to put a stranglehold on the consumers of Battlefront 2 and games like Need for Speed Payback. It looks like there are some people who are going to step in and try to end this predatory behavior. Now, we obviously saw Disney get very upset, but in the last week, we saw the country of Belgium look into loot boxes in Star Wars Battlefront 2 and decide that they believe them to be gambling and want to see them banned entirely throughout Europe. And right here in the United States as well, the state of Hawaii has looked into it, and they actually called Star Wars Battlefront 2 a Star Wars-themed casino aimed at children. So that's bad. That's a really bad thing to be called. Now, I'm an old school gamer, and I just want to say that I do not like government intervention in my video games. I don't want the government touching my video games at all. I want video games to be self-regulated, and that was the job of the ESRB. And they decided earlier in the year that this wasn't a problem, that this style of simulated gaming in video games was fine by them. Well, it turns out it's not fine for lawmakers in Hawaii or in Belgium or possibly all of Europe, or just to be honest with you, lawmakers in general. They're probably not going to like this stuff being aimed at kids. I do celebrate this being a change to the industry, though. I do celebrate that EA got in trouble for this, both with Disney and now with some governments, and I do celebrate that this might be a step in the right direction of being able to buy a complete video game off of the shelf one day. I just can't believe the folks at EA pushed the envelope so far and did it with such a popular franchise that they got governments involved. And I know some people are celebrating that right now. I despise it. I don't want governments anywhere near my video games. And again, that was the point of the ESRB. You're supposed to self-regulate. You guys chose not to do it, and now you're going to be regulated by the people we hired you to avoid regulating us. Thanks, EA. Thanks, ESRB. Thanks for doing that. Now, this is just the beginning of it, though. Who knows if anything will actually come from it. These companies do have a lot of lawyers and a lot of lobbyists and a lot of money to pay people off, so who knows what will actually happen in the end. I'm still worried about it. But maybe, just maybe they'll learn to create complete video games that you can purchase for a reasonable sum. Maybe that'll be the end of it. Fingers crossed. Probably not, but fingers crossed. While we're on this topic, there was a so-called analyst who did respond to all of this controversy, saying that video games should be more expensive and that gamers are overreacting to the Battlefront 2 situation. And this analyst, by the way, has kind of been discredited at this point because it looks like he's possibly an EA stockholder, tied with the folks over there at EA. Regardless, I'm just going to treat his word as if it is still credible and respond to it. The excuse we continue to hear is that video games are too expensive to make these days and that they need to continue to raise prices. I actually had a friend, when we were discussing this over at my house the other week, use that excuse for me. And here's what I had to say to him. If you can't make a AAA game with the Star Wars license and sell enough copies of it at $60 to make a profit, then you can't be in this business. You don't know what you're doing. You're a terrible company, and you should shut your doors. If there are indie developers of teams of 5 people that can make a game that sells for $30 and make millions of dollars doing it, then you are doing everything wrong. You're hiring too many people. You're wasting too much money. And don't forget the fact that these video games often get tax breaks and government subsidies and all kinds of help creating their AAA video games. If you can't make a profit doing that, then you are bad at making video games and you deserve to be out of the industry. And look, I agree, we have not raised the price past $60 for a really long time, and maybe that price hike is due. We might go up to $80 or $90 at some point in the next few years, and I will probably pay that. Many of us won't, but I probably would be willing to do that as long as I got complete base games. But the thing is, Star Wars Battlefront 2, it would have cost $2,100 estimated to get all of the stuff that shipped on the disc. $2,100. Maybe $90, and if that's what it takes for you to make a profit, I understand. Maybe. But $2,100 per copy of the game? Are you serious? Get out of our industry. Now, if you guys don't mind, I would like to give a shout out to this week's sponsor, the folks over at Crunchyroll. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Crunchyroll, it is the #1 streaming service for both anime and manga that allows you to stream to pretty much any device, from your iPad to your gaming console to your phone. You can watch anime and read manga pretty much anywhere on the go. They have some of your absolute favorite shows. Here's what's popular on the website right now. They have some of your old favorites and brand new shows that are professionally subtitled and simulcast just as they appear in Japan. They're available on the website within just a few hours. So if you'd like to start streaming a professionally subtitled anime directly to your device and support the show at the same time, go to crunchyroll.com/BOOGIE. And while you're there, sign up for the 14-day free trial of Crunchyroll Premium and start streaming professionally subtitled anime to any device starting right now. So this Friday is Black Friday, and that probably means you're probably trying to get a few good deals on video games and maybe picking up a gaming console or two. And obviously, the first place to start is on the dashboard of any console you have. Both Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and I think even the Switch, and of course Steam is selling all kinds of games dirt cheap. So I won't go over the details there. Maybe that deserves its own special video. If you're looking to pick up an Xbox One, the Xbox One S is your best possible deal. I don't think you're going to find very many deals on the X, but it looks like Target will give you a gift card if you pick one up at $189. Kohl's will give you $45 worth of Kohl's Cash, which is just basically a gift card there as well. You can get Battlefield 1 bundle with Forza Motorsport 7, Forza Horizon 03, one of my favorite games on the Xbox One X. $229 at Dell. Then, of course, the Madden NFL 18 bundle with a wireless controller at $229 at Best Buy. And then there's the Ultimate Halo bundle with 2 extra games for $249 at Walmart. So this is a good time to buy your first Xbox One. Now, if you're looking to pick up a PlayStation 4, it's a little more expensive, but that makes sense because they're the leader this generation. Doesn't look like there's very many deals on the Pro, but if you're looking to get the basic PlayStation 4, you can get a $50 GameStop gift card if you pay $199. BJ's Wholesale, I don't even know where that is, but maybe that's online. $189. For $199, you can get one at Walmart. $199 will get you $60 in Kohl's Cash. And if you get the Slim Uncharted 4 bundle, that's going to run you $249, but you'll get $75 in Kohl's Cash as well. And it looks like if you're wanting to pick up a Nintendo Switch, good luck. It's definitely not really getting discounted anywhere. Walmart has it cheaper by $1, though. If you're looking to get a wired controller, and I don't know why you would, you can get that for $17. There is a few deals on games, though. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Special Edition, that's $49 at Walmart. Super Bomberman R should be $24.99, but that should be worth 30 cents. And then Sonic Forces is also on cheap at sale at Best Buy. Why do they want to sell you the worst possible games? Get Mario instead. Speaking of Nintendo, by the way, as you guys know, we YouTubers have a love-hate relationship with Nintendo. Those of you who are on the whitelist and are lucky enough to be approved by Nintendo to be allowed to stream their games, congratulations. The rest of us have to work with the Nintendo Partnership Program, and that's been just a complete nightmare. That's why many of us go over to Twitch, because it's so difficult to stream or play Nintendo games here on YouTube. And if you guys remember, earlier in the year, Nintendo announced that if you wanted to stream their content on YouTube, you can't make money from it. And if you do, if you're part of the Nintendo Partnership Program, they'll actually kick you out of it if you try to monetize your live stream. So kind of crazy stuff. That actually led the head of YouTube Gaming, who kind of is my boss, by the way, Ryan Watt, to actually speak out about Nintendo and the situations they've created here on YouTube. Ryan said they're spending a lot of time looking at how to engage their creation community and how to handle monetizations. YouTubers are able to live stream Nintendo content and monetize through our non-ad products. That's a better question served to them for what they want to do in the future. But I think there are ways to better improve and better optimize how they work with the creators. Now, if you read between the lines here, I think what Ryan is trying to point out is that there's still ways to monetize without advertisements here on YouTube. If you're live streaming, they now have the Super Chat program, and you can subscribe to a channel and stuff like that. So you don't have to go to Twitch to get those features anymore. And if you want to stream Nintendo here, you can. And Nintendo really can't do anything about that. I do wonder, though, Ryan, and I bet you're probably scratching your head and wondering this too, how long Nintendo wants a piece of that pie too. What if they want part of the channel subscriptions? What do they want part of the donations? Because they're certainly taking that ad revenue. So you know they're going to try to take that too at some point if you let them. I'm glad to see that Ryan is admitting that there's a problem with the way Nintendo does stuff. And I think this is as close to the head of YouTube Gaming rattling Nintendo's cages we're going to get. So I will give him credit for that, and I do appreciate it. That said, I am just worried about YouTube overall. I'm worried about ad revenue overall. I'm worried about how many creators are leaving the site because of this stuff. Certainly, Ryan, you know that this doesn't just apply to YouTube Gaming. It also applies to not just live streaming. It applies to every gaming channel and every creator channel. We're all suffering right now. Nintendo used to be one of the biggest issues we face, and now they're just kind of like a drop of the pen. It's YouTube that's the biggest issue these days. So, Ryan, feel free to rattle that cage too while you're out there, brother. That's one of the most frustrating things about being a YouTube creator is everything is frustrating these days. You know, fortunately for me, I have great sponsors like Crunchyroll who are definitely willing to support the channel. But when it comes to the old school ad revenue model, it just doesn't really exist for us anymore. And stuff like Nintendo, where they're trying to rob the kitty of that ad revenue, there's nothing left to take for a lot of YouTubers. So it's kind of funny. I hope they fix the YouTube problem as a whole. But I do want to leave on a positive note. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And if you are in the United States, you're shopping on Black Friday, I hope you're able to pick up one of those games or one of the consoles you're really hoping to get. And if you get a brand new console, don't forget to check out Crunchyroll on it by going to crunchyroll.com/BOOGIE. Thank you guys, as always, for the support. Thanks for watching. I love you very much. I'll speak with you again soon. I shaved. What do you think? I think I look fat.